So, I feel like I made this worse again. What the fuck? Connecticut is the land of shitty mufflers. Especially where we are right now. It's like everybody just puts a soup can on their Honda Civic. Which, don't look, I did too. I was one of those children. Should we take a chance on this random? I knew it.
What you knew?
Sorry, Stellar. Whoever you were. T-Money, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I wouldn't know anything about that. Thanks, April. Thanks, dude.
Hello.
Howdy.
Howdy.
So, I saw your video. I remain sort of deeply confused about it.
Okay.
And the whatever the perception was, I still in this moment don't know. I have a vague recollection of
It's been a while.
Sure, but I unfortunately I take exception to the framing of this, and especially because like I think it's fair to say that you frame this in a way that it was like nefarious.
Actually, I said in my post I didn't think you had malicious intent.
You said that a minute and a half in, and the few people that weren't coming to my defense to this were like, I can't believe this. Why would he do this? And I said, I don't know what it is that I did exactly. And okay. So I think that like my main confusion is like, I am of the opinion or of the mindset that like I don't particularly like getting pulled into stuff like this. I said as much as in a comment, and like I do my best to, as somebody put it to me recently, just be Beyonce and not acknowledge people that like, especially because of like in this space. Yeah. Because like I'm focused on the other thing. Mm-hmm. And so like I feel a certain way about this other woman making these videos. I didn't make a video about it because I don't want to be involved. I think the reaction to that video is saying enough. And I think that like not only was I not involved with her and you, I think I will say that I like whatever the misconception was that caused you to feel this way for 6 some odd months, I feel badly about. But you have to know that has very little to do with me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It does. And from my perspective at the time, there was a lot going on when that whole situation imploded. And you requested to come up on a live where I was a guest on a friend. And we were super excited that you requested to come up. We're like, oh my gosh, you're a huge creator. We like, holy crap, you're noticing us. And then the only questions you had were asking for information on why it broke up, send you DMs, send you what I had for that other creator. And to me, from my perspective, from where I was sitting with everything else going on, it felt a little bit like an ambush. Now, I don't think that's what your intent was, but from my
How could
perspective,
it be? How could it be an
I
ambush? I was getting information because
Mhm.
I saw this live about somebody being locked out of an account that was like mutually shared, and that is some that I don't know that you know this, but also have a large account, and like
I know.
that is number one on the dread list is being usurped out of something that you built, and so like I was just purely out of curiosity. I didn't take this information anywhere. I was
Yeah.
just, and this was involving at the time a mutual of mine. But that
And
said,
like
I
I
have a
said, if
thousand
that's what it
mutuals.
was, I understand that. But
Right, but you made a whole video about how this betrayal has led you to stay off TikTok Live for 6 months.
and it's not just because of you, it's also because of
Okay.
her. And there's also additional outside possible pending litigation between another creator with that group. I'm staying out of that. I'm not involved with that. I'm not engaged with that. I wasn't one of the co-founders. I want nothing to do with it. And I haven't posted about that since. But in the time since then, I've been afraid to go live because I don't know who she may send after me. And again, I'm not saying you particularly had malicious intent,
Okay.
but it was very fresh and raw at the time.
Sure. Okay. Uh, I perception is reality. I think that um, I don't begrudge you of feeling that way. I also you have to understand this video from any sort of third party viewing. First of all, no one has any idea what the fuck you're on about writ large about the conversation. Everyone is just like, I have no idea what this is about. And second of all, uh, you acknowledging the true reality of my participation in this, which was fleeting and information seeking, that comes at a much later part in your video, which leads a lot of people to believe that I did some fuck ass thing here, and I don't I you know we're on the internet. People have said much worse and have accused me of much worse. I'm doing, like, I'm just offering my 2 cents to you at the very least to let you know that I had not the minute I left that live, I stopped thinking about this and haven't thought about it since. And so, like, that sucks that you're going through this, or to whatever degree that you are going through this.
And to give you a little extra context, within the past few weeks, she's also made allegations that I'm working as an Israeli defense contractor. She's also allegedly put my personal information out on IG.
Allegedly
I've
has
been
done
told
that.
by multiple people that several days ago she posted my full
Did
legal name
you
and address.
did you see that?
I am working on getting copies of that.
So no.
Again, I've been told this by multiple people who I trust, but I'm looking for it. But I did see the comment where she claimed I was working as an Israeli defense contractor when I don't.
That's a Tuesday, lady. You understand? Like, it sucks. That, trust me. I take a wild guess how many times a day somebody's like, "This guy's a
Oh,
Zionist."
I get weird crap all the time.
Okay, right. So this, whatever she's doing over there, who the fuck? I can't be bothered. And not everybody has the luxury of being a sort of detached sociopath like myself, but like, that's the advice I would give you on the internet, which is, if it doesn't directly involve you, I mean, it does obviously, but like, people are gonna say things on the internet, I guess. So
Yeah.
if she's doxing you, that's a different thing. But if she didn't
And
do
I'll
that,
handle that through the appropriate channels.
if you didn't do that, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
right, okay, all right.
But like I appreciate you offering to have me come up in this live, having this
Sure.
conversation.
Sure.
I think this is far more productive than posts or comments back and forth to actually have a conversation with someone. And
Can I give you some constructive feedback?
absolutely.
Take your own advice. Posts about this are the least constructive way to have a conversation about this. If we're talking about big picture political stuff or rehash, sure, fine, but like ultimately this does nobody any fucking good. So that's
And
that's
I'm resuming with my regularly scheduled programming and commentary.
Heck yeah.
And moving on. And
me too.
That's that.
Sweet. Okay. Well, get after it. Good luck. Appreciate you coming up.
And good luck to you as well.
Thanks.
I enjoy your content. I really do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, I've followed you ever since. Like I said, I didn't think you had any malicious intent, but everything got rehashed again recently, and it brought it up. But again, this is.
Do you watch your own content?
Yes, I do.
You watch it back sometimes, and you go, "Dang, I should have done this differently. I would have done this differently." Why is this not? Hang on. 2 seconds.
Live in 6 months, and I'm so much for GoodTrouble is why I haven't gone live in 6 months, and I was not going to talk about this because I've already said my piece, and quite frankly, y'all are doing a great job already. Check out.
If someone scrolls onto this video with 70,000 views, what do you think your audience's immediate perception of me is? You think? If you think that I had no malicious intent, why would you frame it that way initially, other than to try and get people hooked, as it were?
It was a hook, but I also wanted your attention, to be completely honest with you, because I wanted to know what your intent was. And I didn't think it was
6 months ago on a live?
Because I haven't been able to go live. No notes. But what does GoodTrouble have to do with this? Let's rewind a little bit. You may recall, if you're one of my followers, that I was involved with that other creator on an effort late last year that imploded. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I was not part of the reason for the implosion. But after that, I went on a live with a mutual of mine, and we were talking about what was actually happening in the country, and GoodTrouble requested to come up. And we were so excited, like, oh my gosh, he's a huge creator. We really would love to get his perspective. But all he was there to do is get evidence for that other creator. Mm-hmm. That was my perception of it.
You didn't say my perception of this was, you said, this is what he's doing. So far you've said, I haven't been able to go live in 6 months because of this fuck ass guy. And also he was there to do this. What I'm saying is my intent was not malicious. Okay. It is very difficult for me to listen to that video so far, 40 seconds in, and think that you are not trying to be malicious. Fair?
That's your perception.
Is it?
It is. Because I have my view, you have yours. And we're
assuage me of that. Because wait, hang on, because like later in the video, much later in the video,
and I'm not going to lie, it was disappointing and it scared me because he's a large creator with a large audience and I'm not. Did I DM him after the fact with my story? Yes, I did. Did he respond? No, he did not. But now he's one of the creators she is coming after and he's speaking out against it. And I find it pretty funny that these creators that she was so excited to be mutuals with and, quote, good friends with, during that effort late last year are the same ones she's going after now.
You're excited that she's getting her comeuppance despite suggesting that I was in cahoots with her against you, again, in a situation that I had nothing to do with. To this day, still fuzzy on what it even is that you were accusing me of. Right? So far, we're a fucking minute in.
So I've been moderating not only my content, but not going live for 6 months because I don't want to deal with her or any other large creator who she was friends and mutuals with, as she claimed, coming after me like GoodTrouble appeared to do that night. And now, was his intention malicious? Probably not.
135 we reach. Maybe I don't think that he was malicious. Maybe. Perception is reality, right? And so, like, for me, sorry, we were putting out the vibe earlier. So I don't know, dude. It's hard for me to read that framing any other way other than like you doing a similar thing that she's doing in this moment, which might be hard to hear. Which is I'm going to capitalize on this sort of infighting, and I hate that. I don't like it. I don't like that we do that. It is counterproductive to what we're talking about. I'm just like, if you guys want to do that, great. I'm letting you know that is like, that's not ideal for me.
Okay.
Cool.
Understood.
Has nothing to do with the size of my platform. It has nothing, like, I am not a fucking vengeful person on our side at the very least. I don't understand what possessed you to do this. And in this moment, that video remains up. I see people, first of all, who lie in the comments, which is very funny. Who was like, I unfollowed him, and they didn't. I don't trying to make you feel better, but like, in this moment, I don't know why this is a thing, and so I'm not. You do whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you that like the me watching that video, my first and I think prevailing feeling was just sort of confusion and for a lot of different things. Chief amongst which is like, why bother doing this? So, okay. You don't need to answer. Like, if you feel like you want to, that's fine. But
I mean, if you would prefer I take the post down, I will take it down.
I will reiterate. You do whatever you want to do. This sounds like I'm trying to like big dog you or whatever. Like, I don't, this does not affect me. Right? It really, and this seems counterintuitive because this is what we're talking about. Like, it seems like that's exactly what I'm saying. But like, from this, we're going to go talk about something else. And then like your video will lose steam the way that all of our videos do. And then we won't be talking about this tomorrow because he's going to fucking nuke the Maldives. Right. So
storm off of another interview, fall asleep somewhere, do whatever the hell he wants.
If I do a bad video, I tend to not leave it up. I'm not telling you what to do. If this for whatever success rate that this is for you, I'm not sure why you would, I guess, but I genuinely can't be bothered. Okay. All right. I appreciate you coming up.
All right. Thank you for inviting me for the conversation.
Thanks. Okay. Hi. Hi, friends. What's up? What's up, you dorks? I've been training all day. I forgot to turn this. Never mind. Who cares? What else is new? How's your day? I went to the gym. We're going to we're gonna go see our friends tomorrow. Got to drive. We got to drive to Northampton, the Happy Valley, Massachusetts. If any of you are there, start stalking me, or don't stop stalking me, whichever one you are. I'm gonna turn this off. Iran fired at Israel. True. Which I've been getting text about this all day from a different angle, and it's not my business to share. But people going through it about this, which is fair, dude. It's fair. This sucks. Everything sucks. Yeah, Shelby, America and Israel together. That's right. You want to talk about it? No? Okay. That's kind of what I thought, dude. That's kind of what I thought, dude. Little man picking on a girl. All right, Tom. Come on up and talk to me then. I'll pick on a child. That's fine. That's fine, dude. I'm happy to pick on you. Let's go. Anytime. Oh, no? Okay. Not available. Interesting, dude. That's very interesting, you little baby. The 60 Minutes thing, like, I don't know why. What makes him think that he's going to get away scot-free with these interviews? Is it because he's in front of a John Deere fucking tractor? He's like, hell yeah, brother. They're not going to ask me any questions about election interference. Oh, no. I don't know why I'm making him Southern. What the fuck? He was like, sorry, meet the press. We're talking 60 Minutes is the guy who left. So much about our press. 60 Minutes, tough also. And this is just the continued erosion of our media. It's fine, dude. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's fine. It's not like independent creators are sort of like growing increasingly more vital. It's not like we should be sort of forming a coalition and like being in community of other creators to make sure that we know how to deal with the uncut. It's not like us doing that is like important. Don't worry about it. That's a different thing. Shade, dude. Shade. Thanks. Whatever the fuck this. Thanks, Krista. I wish I could just turn that on all the time. You're nothing. You opinion is nothing. You're nothing. Wrong. You opinion is nothing. Da, comrade. Привет. Хорошо. Хорошо, Tom. All right, man. Oh, Dawn. Hello, Dawn. Dawn,
Hello.
you said done with your lives. You really have nothing to say. Maybe you should talk about things that really
Matter. Your
matter.
content, you don't talk about the politics. You don't
What are you talking about?
talk about the things that are relevant to these days. Right now, you're answering questions and then ridiculing the people that are commenting. When you talk to Millennial
Are
Mia,
you are you are you new here?
oh yeah,
Yes, you're new.
no, I have talked. I've watched many of your lives, just have never,
Okay.
I guess, you know, did anything. But you, when you're doing your lives and somebody says something about Iran striking Israel for the fifth time today, maybe you should embellish something on that because it is important to a lot of people that watch. We're
Maybe
not
I
all
should
here for the
embellish on
drama.
that.
Yes, we're not all here for the drama. We're not all here about, total hypocrisy and millennial Mia and all the bullshit that's going on.
Hmm.
But like I posted to you, those of us on the left, none of you creators should be attacking any other creators on the left because you don't see
I
the
agree.
right doing it.
I agree. That's not. First of all, that's insane and not true. Second of all, I don't. Crucially, I'm allowed to respond to other people's
Right.
incorrect mischaracterization of me,
But I
Dawn.
didn't get that from her when she was talking about you,
Do you
and
want
I
me to
knew it
replay the
was
video?
you.
Would you like me to replay the video
I
for you?
already watched the video,
Okay,
but
so
I
you
really didn't get all of that. She was questionable on why you were there, which anybody
wrong. No, no,
would
no.
be.
No, no, no. She was incorrect on why I was there.
Okay. But did you let her know that the first time or just this
Sure
time?
did. I sure did. Immediately, just now. You watched it.
Okay, but total hypocrisy has a way of.
Also, that we're not talking about total hypocrisy. We're talking about that woman. Secondarily, I think that this is a weird, like this sort of entitlement that you have and other people have with how like we respond in the moment to like incorrect accusations about us. Like, I
But
think
it's
that
not
that's
entitlement.
it
Okay.
is. It is.
No.
You're yes. Maybe you can't
What
hear
I
it.
want to hear from
Wait,
you,
Dawn. Yes,
I would
exactly.
rather.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Dawn. I want you to talk about this, clown. Now dance for me is what you're saying. And I'm telling you, I understand what you would prefer me to talk about. I get it. Lots of people have opinions. There's fucking 1,200 people in here, all of whom would love for me to talk about exactly what they want. You, for some fuck ass reason, think that you get to skip the line and demand what I get to talk about. Insane. That is, you are entitled, Dawn. I don't. If you can hear it as I'm saying, it's important. But like, I understand the impetus. I do. I get it. However, that's not how this works. You don't get to demand how I do this. The only thing that you are in control of when it comes to my content, Don, is your ability to scroll the fuck away. I don't care if I fucking I do my level best about this. We talk about all kinds of things. The net I cast, I'm thankful, was wide to begin with. Talk about all kinds of shit, politics, like all of the marginalized communities, fucking my interests. Okay, I do whatever I fucking want. Okay, and I do most of it for other people. You don't get to tell me or anyone else how to do it. Sorry. Sorry. Clear? You just hit the microphone button. You can just hit the microphone button. I'll ask you again. Here. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right. I just think at this point in time, we all need to stick together. It's so important. This
I agree.
our whole
Agree.
world is being turned upside down and being torn apart. every single day, minute by minute. There's not 5 minutes that doesn't go by that some new shit is happening that
Correct.
affects all of us.
Correct.
And this petty arguing and it's just petty bullshit. Millennial Mia, total. It's just petty bullshit. None of it should be happening.
If you would listen to what I say all the time, it is word for word, Dawn, bar for bar, what you are saying. I make it and I talked at length about this yesterday. I make it a whole ass point not to and God, it would fucking bring me so much joy to jump down every leftist's throat who spent months telling everybody that voting doesn't matter and they're all the same, everything's fucking same, and then turn around and show up at fucking Delaney with their hands outstretched and say, I can't believe this is fucking happening. I would love to sit here and fucking lambast them and make myself feel better. But I fucking clock this the same way that you and so many other people do. That doesn't fucking help us in this moment. I don't make any content about that. Prove me wrong. I don't fucking say word one about that. All I do is focus over there. If someone talks to me, I'm allowed to say, no, that's wrong. That's it. I'm not swimming around in this bullshit. I say that.
And I think that's why it's important. Maybe you just don't address people like Melania Mia. Don't let them pull you into their bullshit. Because they're pulling you in.
Dawn, if I just started saying weird shit about you on the internet, you'd be like, it doesn't matter. No, of course not.
Kind of losing you there.
It's a perfectly reasonable thing to respond to somebody's incorrect assessment or accusation of you. It's fine. I would prefer not to. I didn't make a post about this. I could have. The old me would have. The old me would have dined out on this fucking for 3 posts, cashing that check about this the way that she is. I didn't make one word fucking one about it today. I'm not going to. Give me credit where credit is due.
I'm blocking her ass today, so
right.
I am.
But also,
I am blocking her because it's just the drama doesn't belong here.
Fine.
We should not have this drama.
Yeah.
We all have to stick together. And when you have people like that make that divide so much greater, and they, the Trend Up conference and the this and that to me is a great thing because a lot of my people I watch went to that and came out with so many positive things on how to make things better going forward.
Did you tell her that?
Yeah.
Did you?
I texted her and I said, this is kind of bullshit. Because when you don't, and total hypocrisy, I did the same thing to her. And I've been doing this to her the whole time. You're barking up the wrong tree. What you're doing is wrong.
Great. Agree. Can we move on?
Yes. But I just would like to see this platform have people come together instead of divide. Because that's what they want. They want us to divide. They want us to fight. And it's just not the way to do things. I think going forward, when I'm seeing people like Albania get together, why aren't we doing that? Why isn't this country like Albania?
Yeah, famously, Albania is really good to their citizens. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I understand the sentiment. I sure do. I understand the sentiment. I don't mean to fucking, but and crucially, we're saying the same fucking thing at each other, and I will reiterate my point. We are now still spending time on this still now. Bullshit, man. Now I'm in this weird catch-22, which is do what Dawn says that she demands of me, or say the funny thing that I was going to do. Total Hypocrisy was on live earlier for like 2 seconds, and she was like, "I ordered food, and now I'm going to go watch my show." That was like the tail end. She was ending, and she said, what shows should I watch? I'm going to go watch a show." And it took every fiber of my being to not be like, "Why aren't you posting about whatever the fuck right now? How can you go and enjoy a television show in this moment? There's so many things happening. How?" So 1,000 of you get to hear that. That's all. That's all I'm saying. How dare you? How dare you not? You are breathing when you should be sending your oxygen to me. Anyway. Crazy. That's all that I'm done now. I'm out. I'm out, dude. I took my mother to a book signing this morning. I drove her over to oh my God, what was the fucking company over here? There's some petrochemical company that was based here, and they're like turning their old, you remember like Enron and like the Enron building, like these giant, it's just a huge complex, right? On the top of a hill, like a massive, sprawling, sort of huge complex. There was a petro company based here. Their offices are here, and it blew up and killed like 700 people in India. And this was a long time ago. And so their offices have just been sitting here, and now they're like slowly trying to I don't know, gentrify it. That's not the right word, but like they it's not Nopal. It's something else. Anyway, that could be the wrong story. Anyway, there's a bookstore. There's a bookstore in Union Carbide. Thank you. It was Union Carbide. Thank you. There's a bookstore in this facility. Also in this facility is like one of the local police department's wings. And there's also like a bunch of disused police, like old police cars, but it looks like Chernobyl. Okay? It looks like Chernobyl. But there's this fucking bookstore there, and I drove my fucking mother to go see this thing, and as I was driving around waiting for her to get this book signed, I was just driving around this abandoned fucking sprawling wasteland of corporate like dominance. This is going to be eventually a good picture. You see how you see the poles and the trees and the sort of incongruence of nature and brutal capitalism. Yeah, okay, we'll get there. We'll fucking flesh that out. But mainly these things are just caked in like dust and pollen, and there's just like, but there's a fucking weird bookstore there. It's like Chernobyl, but also like, you know how China built like cities, and they were like, well, everybody will move to these cities because we made it kind of look like Paris a little, and then nobody did that, and there was like 4 businesses in these cities that they moved there, and we're like, we're gonna do our fucking cafes here now, and then nobody came. There's one here. There's one in Connecticut. It's nuts. Yeah, China's cities have been filling up. Yeah. Anyway, it's a really cute bookstore too. It's a really cute bookstore. They've got a whole bunch of feminist literature. There's a whole Black Lives Matter section. Pride flags everywhere. But it's in this incredibly overpowering literal corporate wasteland. It was a weird day for me because I was just walking around taking pictures. Anyway, maybe I'll do a story about it. Maybe I'll just blow them up just for fun. Blow them up in a good way. To my FBI agent, don't. It's a in a youthful colloquial style of blowing them up, not Republican terrorism. Blow them up. Nailed it. Anyway, crazy. Weird. Anyway, I took some good pictures of fucking weird old police cars. Not my best work. It's not my best work, but you know. Anywho, what else do you want to fucking talk about? Having a weird day. I gotta get up so fucking early and drive to Northampton tomorrow. Mom got a book. I bought her book. Oh my God. My mother. She's a very sweet lady. But she's getting old. She's getting real old. She's just, she's like the sweetest lady. And we just like, we're walking to check out with this book. And she found like pens. They're like world's greatest dad pens. And there's like 4 of them. And it's just like tough to be right about everything all the time on the pen. Or like certified thermostat protector on the pen. 4 fucking just slop. Just bookstore slop. And she's like, I have to buy this for your father. And I said, no, Ma, we don't. There are enough office supplies in this house. You could start a Staples. And you should, like, this is a 10th. This is a 10th of the pens that we have here. No, I have to buy this for your father. And I said, you don't need. Okay. So I bought my dad 4 AI slop dad pens. Clicky top pens. I don't have the heart to be like, no, we're not buying this. So whatever. We're supporting small businesses. I'm supporting small businesses. This dystopian bookstore. It's a movie script in there somewhere that is just in the bookstore in Chernobyl. I love pens too. Look, don't get me wrong. The other part about this, she's like, he's gonna use them. I'm like, no, he's not. He's very sweet. He's not gonna use them. He's like me. He's fucking pedantic. He's just, this is where I get this from. He's like, I like my pens. I use one pen. It's the Uniball. Fucking Unisoft Uniball. You know what I'm talking about. He's like, I use these pens only. And so she knows that. I know that. Everyone on earth knows this about my father. It's that and she's just like, no, he'll use these. I'm like, in what universe? How? No, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. It's cute. So now we have pens. Thank God, because We're running out. Who's Lord Melon? That's great. What's up, Lord Melons? Oh, do you have a name for yourselves? The cantaloupes, cantalopers, cantaloupes. I know, but what melon heads? I don't like it. I don't like it. Lord of Melon is rating himself. Melon heads? You can do better than that. We can do better. Let's do like Cockney rhyming slang. Melon, felon. I'm not telling. Come on. You can do this. We'll think about it. Although, you know what? I could never. I call you guys nerds, so the fuck does that have to do with anything? If you say that I'm a stereotype, I will call you a liar. Honeydews. Honey don'ts. Damn. If there's one thing that this group is good at, it's naming things. That's really where we shine. It's like our biggest talent. I will refer you to the toaster naming challenge that we did. Okay. All right. What are we doing? Should we go to bed? I think we're going to go to bed. Not that we've earned it necessarily. I know it's not even 9. I'm not in our normal time zone though. I also tomorrow I'm gonna go it's gonna fucking 4-hour round trip to see my hostess running from the melon raid. Oh, I guess Noah to see my best friend then, his new baby. His new redheaded stepchild. Not stepchild. His new redheaded child. Who's cute. By all accounts. Melanators. Melanites. Yeah. Basically I got trending up to pay for my return flight and the rest of this leg. Don't tell them that though. It's for work. Let me see if I can get you a photo. Everybody likes photos. Look at that thing. Look at that Sasquatch. Cute. Oh, this was very cute. Look at that. Art. Cute. Anyway. I'll go. I'm going to go do that. Spencer Pratt is out of the running. It's official. Is that true? Let's look. Let's fact check here, like our friend Brenna. Spencer Pratt out of the running. Wrong. Pratt is out? It's confirmed? What are you talking about? I'm not seeing any of that. Is that just happening right this second? What? Spencer Press, independent vid. What the fuck are you talking about? He dropped to third. Oh, yeah. Okay, sick. This is what this is. This the third place as they continue to count the ballots. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go, dude. He's in third, but not out. Right. Where do you think he's going to move? I feel like it's Texas or Florida. He's going to hate Texas because he hates homeless people. Florida has just as many homeless people. I loved that he also fucked it up because he campaigned in fucking Beverly Hills, and he being like the dumbest. This is every time people are like, "You should run," and I'm like, "You don't want me to run for anything. I'm too dumb. I'm an idiot. I'm not a good idea." This guy's campaigning in Beverly Hills, not realizing that is outside of his fucking voter base. That's insane. That's aggressively stupid. That is going out of your way to be a big dumb idiot. Oh, he doesn't even know who he's going to be fucking mayor of. He doesn't know what being mayor is. The fuck? And yet he's still. What's even dumber is that people put him in second place. Nuts. He thought the world was ending in 2012. Oh my god. Anyway, that's good news. That's good news for us, guys. It's the one of them. The I don't know. It's any of you. Hey guys, any of you liberal cucks a day trader? Any of you guys are you guys stonks guys? Stonks ladies? Stonks people? However you self-identify. Okay. People were like Tesla IPO'd, and it was like if you spent $3,000, it was valued at $1 billion, and now you'd be a millionaire. SpaceX is going to IPO at $1 trillion+ valuation. It's not going to go up, right? Right? It has to go down. Right? And then it'll go back up. But like, there's no way it goes. I mean, Facebook did the same thing. Facebook was valued way too high. It tanked, and now it's worth a ton more money. Right? But that took a long time. Host, I'm not a liberal. I'm confused. What do you mean? Is host not a liberal? I'm confused. Sorry, I can't read. Is host not a liberal? I'm confused. I am. Ish. I don't know what that means. Am I in a Discord somewhere? Do you guys get a notification? Be honest. Be honest, dude. I think it is. You guys don't show up here by accident. You guys don't. Listen. Flash mobs gotta appear a little bit more natural. When all of you show up at the same time, it's like, okay, all right. What kind of bat signal you got going on? What kind of bat signal you got going on right now? What is it? Is it Discord? Teams? Slack? Basement book club. Signal? Could be Signal. Probably Signal. It's too hard, though. I guess it's not that hard. You put a link in. He goes, "This awful liberal is live," and then you go, "Let's go type things in the comments and make ourselves feel better, like we're doing something." Communal phone. That makes a ton more sense. Actually. That's funny. That's honestly very funny. Sharing the one phone. Or at least the same Wi-Fi password for sure. Space Laces, you're kind of falling off, dude. Anyway, let us up. Can I make a joke about that, Day? You said let us up. It was just you in the requests. So, are you referring to the collective and you represent the collective? I are we. We are us. Right? Is that let us all up at the same time? Sure. We are Charlie Kirk.
What's up, GT? How you doing?
Great.
How are you today?
Great.
It's a lovely Sunday today, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's up? How you doing?
Great. Visiting my aging mother. Going to see a baby tomorrow.
I love babies.
Nice.
I really like babies. I worked in maternity care, and I also did daycare before. In my org, we take care of children.
Great. That's great. Babies
How you
need
doing?
taken care of.
What were you guys talking about earlier? Spencer Pratt?
Among other things, yeah.
Do people still take him seriously? Is that a thing?
Has anyone ever taken him seriously?
I don't think so. That's why I was asking. I don't know.
I mean, it's serious in the sense that, like,
This one yours?
no one took Donald Trump seriously, and now we are burdened with this sundowning, melting, geriatric fuck forever.
Melting
seemingly.
is funny.
Thanks.
That is
Yeah.
true, though. That is true.
We underestimate Republicans' ability to be bamboozled at our peril all the time.
Well, I don't think that it was just voters. I also think it was also the DNC kind of not taking them seriously, like not looking at him as a serious candidate. And that unfortunately had a very detrimental effect, right?
Sure. Yeah. Agree. Kneecapping Bernie.
I was a Bernie bro in 2016, if you can believe it.
I can believe it.
Can you believe it? Marxists don't really like Bernie. I was a democratic socialist at the time.
Because he was a democratic socialist.
Yes. He was a dem sock. I was a dem sock.
Dem
I was
sock.
a big old Bernie bro. I was a big old Bernie bro.
Mm-hmm. And now, not left enough.
Now, who, me?
Him.
Him. No, he's not.
Right.
Yeah. He capitulates to fascism and capitalism. So no.
Right.
Have you read any Marxist theory?
Not recently.
Have you ever?
Sure.
Just wondering.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
having a convo.
Definitely. It's been a while.
I saw I was scrolling on my For You page and you popped up and it said recently joined as guest on it, and I thought that was really funny. Considering the last time I was here. I don't know why, but it just gave me a chuckle.
Because they're tracking you.
Well, that's what social media does, right? Like these tech companies, they track you.
Yeah. Them linking us is not that wild.
Me and you?
Yeah, people who've talked on this live before. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've seen it before. Like I said, I just thought it was funny because the last time I was here, we were like kind of like yelling.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems so like innocent. Like, oh, recently joined as guest.
One of us was yelling.
Yeah, I do yell. I do yell a lot.
I've been known to, also, in fairness.
Can the rest of the Marxist basement come up?
Why? Sure. Who else is in the basement?
I think Harmony, if they're in there. I like your hat, Good Trouble.
Thanks, Day Day. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pronounced Day Day. I've gotten a lot of different things. I've gotten Daddy, I've gotten Daydree, I've gotten Today, I've gotten what else have I gotten? I've gotten a lot of other like random stuff. It's very funny.
What's up, Good Trouble?
How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Great.
I was wondering, and I'm not even trying to be disrespectful here. Have you ever read a book called Ready for Revolution by Kwame Ture?
No.
Do you know who Kwame Ture is?
Off the top of my head?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. He was one of the leaders of like the Black Power movement and the Civil Rights movement. He worked really closely with John Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
He was part of the SNCC, which I assume you're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
But I say all this to say, alive, I was an interviewer. I had made a comment about how John Lewis had like betrayed some of the revolutionaries within the movement, including Kwame Ture. And you read my comment out loud, and you read it with like this incredulity.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just recommend engaging with the history of John Lewis and how he cozied up to the establishment and betrayed a lot of the politics that he was espousing when he was part of the SNCC.
Word.
Yeah.
What's good, Good Trouble?
Hi.
Yeah, this is my first time ever interacting with you. I've viewed your lives a lot. I've heard things about you from my fellow comrades here. Shout out them. It's just your politic really does concern me. That's all that it is. But we can get into the conversation once the conversation starts flowing.
Excited about that.
Yeah, and I see like the comments are really like antagonistic towards us. I just don't understand. Like, I'm not saying this is on you.
That's,
Like, I'm
no,
not.
that's. I think that's my fault because I was so mean to Good Trouble.
I don't think so.
I was
Well,
so
I'm making
mean.
this critique in general because
People
this
were
is
calling
something
me a
I've.
bitch and stuff in the comments last time.
It's
I got called the
I'm
C word
just
too.
making this critique in general because I'm not making a specific claim towards you. I'm not really tapped into your lives like that.
Okay.
Well, that's a world record.
Whoa, where did Zion go?
Wait.
Oh no. It's
So that was also Day Day. Unironically very funny, dude. That was good timing, dude. I'm not gonna lie. That got me. I laughed. That's just genuine. Here's the deal. I don't. I don't. I'm not. I continue to not be. You're being so nice. I know. I know. It's almost like. It's almost as if we're gonna sit here and go, this is the plan of attack, and then we're all gonna go in there and do the same thing. And do the same thing. Here's okay. I don't know that you know this about me, but this is not my first day on Earth. I've actually been here kind of a long time. I know, you're being so nice. You're being so nice. Okay? The deal is I think that like reading I haven't read the book that Noah mentioned. So fair enough. I don't know to what this person is referring to. Right? I don't know what it said. I don't have to accept Noah's interpretation of that book to be true. I haven't read it, but I also know that Noah's stance about the civil rights movement has similar sort of points as Charlie Kirk's does, which is fucked to say out loud. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy to say out loud, right? Oh. So my thing is like we'll sit here and fucking do this, right? We'll try and come to this like we will sit here, and Noah and the Marxist basement will come and tell me that in order for us as a country to begin to sort of extricate ourselves from the like peril that we're in right now, we need to first solve everything globally immediately. First step, fix everything. And I don't know that you know this, but that's a tough thing to do. So far, we haven't been able to do that even a little bit. Right? It's not a straw man. It's absolutely not a straw man. The last time we had this conversation, tell me that I'm wrong. Strike down capitalism completely. Again, a concept that I agree with. Fundamentally, I understand the theory here. Sure do. The extraction of wealth in the global South it continues because America and other Western countries continue to prop up capitalism. Heard. Yep. Saying that we cannot contribute to trying to remove the current fascist administration from office by exercising our power that we have the way that other civil rights activists did. It does not help the people who are in peril right now. Period. Also, saying that John Lewis if John Lewis fails the litmus test for people, that should give you a good idea of where the entirety of the left leaning populace falls right now. So that's all. That's all. It's just, if you zoom out for 2 seconds, you got to just go, huh? Okay, we're not gonna fucking super help, dude. Anyway, I don't fancy myself as somebody who's like not willing to have conversations. I'm really not. It's kind of like the whole thing, right? Right? Fundamentally, I agree. So, I know. Here. I'll do this.
GT, my man. It's good to be with you. This is the first time I've ever spoken to you. I'm honored.
Dope. Tell me about this flash mob that you got going on here.
You got a lot of fans. I'm definitely one of them, so
Sick.
It's great to be with you.
Sick. I want to talk about the mechanics of this.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely very much disagree with what you just said. I think that's...
Oh, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you guys. I'm going to talk about like how we all arrived here together in this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think comparing Noah to Charlie Kirk is definitely a big reason why.
Really? I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Charlie Kirk said some fuck ass shit about Martin Luther King too, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, what you just did there is horseshoe theory, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. But how did you guys arrive here today in this moment together? Though, not that hard.
I mean, I think it's obvious, right?
Yeah, you guys get like a little notification.
It's called the communist toothbrush. You don't know about that?
Mm-mm. You share it?
Yeah. It's
in a basement somewhere with the fucking book club.
But listen, man, the horseshoe theory is something that aids fascism, right?
I know, but I know, dude. All right. Okay. Cool guys. Average cool guy 67.
Yo, you're a battle?
No. Damn. That was a crucial missed opportunity. Holy shit. Oh, I'm so stupid. I should have said yes, and then I want to talk to him about Marxist horseshoe theory, dude. Fuck. Ugh. We'll never get that moment back. Fuck. Fuck, dude. Damn. Have you ever read any James Baldwin? Have you ever read? What's your take on Kant? Anyway. Bedtime, you said? Crazy. Sure.
Hi, Gigi. You didn't have to drop me like that. I saw it coming too.
I know, it's funny. It was good. Oh no. As you realized your fate.
You know that happened with Paul too when you were going like down the line and we were talking to him after we're like you have no pattern recognition at all. And he sounded so defeated. He was like Claudia de la Cruz. Like so defeated. Like super quick though. I guess like well for one that was I don't know. And like I really don't want to get kicked again. But like I do think that like comparing Noah's politic to like Charlie Kirk is a little ridiculous.
Sure.
Can you explain that? Can you explain that? Because like Noah is like versed in the black radical tradition, and to compare that to a white supremacist, that's not okay, GT.
Agree. Well, in a sense, Charlie Kirk was saying that the civil rights movement was a useless platitude that went too far and stripped Americans from of a lot of their rights. And similar sort of, it's not a far jump to say that like one of the architects of this civil rights movement, it was in his sort of placating to the system, was ineffectual in what he was accomplishing. And I think that it's not actually that crazy to link those two things.
Okay, so it's incorrect though, right? Because Noah's stance on John Lewis comes from like the actual like historical things that happened that's written about by Kwame Ture. And so again, to
was the Civil Rights good? Was the Civil Rights Act good?
Yes, but to compare that to Charlie Kirk, that's very disingenuous, I think. I think it's just like and again, I don't want to be dropped and like I'm really not trying to insult.
I'm not trying to drop you. I'm just saying.
I'm really not trying to insult you either. It just seems as if there's like a lack of like education on like the actual like historical movements and the nuances that happen within it with actual leftist politic that like kind of gets lumped in with like the liberal parts of it. Does that make sense?
In a sense, yeah. I also think that there's just a like. I think there is an intentional sort of revisionist viewpoint on this particular achievement from this group. Yeah, I think so. I think
I don't think so. I don't think so. So like the critique from Kwame Ture comes like from like the actual historical precedents that was set by like John Lewis, like going with the establishment and like how detrimental that was.
Right. Okay. So instead of John Lewis's appeasement to the establishment, what is the other option? According to
yeah. So really quick, how much do you know about like the Black Panther Party?
Mm-hmm.
No, like I'm asking like genuinely.
I think who knows? I to some a lot, to some probably not as much. I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay. Because the Black Panther Party. Oh, you're gonna have to give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. My phone's dying. Because the Black Panther Party did not, like quote unquote cozy up to the establishment, right? They like utilize like systems outside of it. They built it outside of it. And they took over a hospital. They gave free medical care. They are the ones who started like the free breakfast program. And that was something that was implemented by the United States government, but that was only like for like a capitulation because they saw the threat to capital, right? And so that's like really more or less like how things typically get done, right? It is through like the threat to capital as opposed to like actually like going through legislation. And we can see that happen through like other historical movements like the women's suffragette movement. That also so like we hear a lot about like Susan B. Anthony and stuff like that. Um However, like it wasn't just like Susan B. Anthony and more of like the like liberal like people who were like working within like the actual like liberal politic. They also like there were like more like leftist like radical politic feminists that were working within the suffragette movement. So it was like let's see like there was like anarcha feminist. Emma Goldman is probably like the one that's going to come to my mind first. um, these are the ones that like were actually like being jailed, being force fed in those jails, right? Because again, they were a threat to the establishment, they were a threat to capital. But the only way that like this women's voting rights came about was because of that capitulation, right? They saw what was happening, they saw the threat to capital, they saw the threat to the establishment, and that's how like these things come to fruition. It's a lot more than just like going through like the liberal side of it, if that makes sense.
So I don't know. I'm a little tired today for giving your opinion today. But I think that the schism between Kwame Ture, who, for those who don't realize, his name originally was Stokely Carmichael, and
Yeah,
John Lewis, when
his
it comes
chosen
to
name though was
SNCC.
Kwame Ture.
Again, I'm not a historian, and I'm not a, I'm not I'm not a historian or an academic, so I know our academics know more than I do, but I studied this because I'm worried that a lot of my non-practicing white folks, who many of whom are, I believe that they can do it, we are going to have to come together, and I mean really together. And this is, again, this is, I'm not going to change your mind, but I'm speaking for other people. I'm 68 years old, stone cold American, okay? And it is crazy to me that in this live, what we have is two big attempts to take down somebody who is actually willing to learn. And if we don't have a real coalition, a real multiracial coalition, which is what Fred Hampton was doing. Okay. So if we're going to talk about, I mean, I look at Fred as certainly I'm nowhere near Fred, but when I think about who I want to honor and want to move forward on, Fred Hampton is the top of my list. A multiracial coalition going both through the establishment and outside the establishment. It's not one thing. At least that's my life experience. And what makes me angry about these attempts to take down not just GT, Jamal, all these various people who are trying to be the media that we need, right? Because if we don't have a media, then we can't fight back properly. Oh, how did I get them glasses on me? Anyway, what I'm saying is, y'all have read and you're academics and you're fantastic. Fantastic. Come through with a feeling of coalition and you will get a lot more energy. You'll get a lot more positivity. People will take you more seriously. But when you come through, I mean, ask what Fred Hampton would do. Is this what that young man would do? And I say young man because he's probably the age of most of you guys. Is this kind of piling on and saying, do you know, have you read this? Do you, is that coalition oriented? Do you think really? It could have been easy. You could have just come up and said, I read that one and named I think is important, and then say what it is. Does everything have to be an attack with Marxists and left this kind of leftists? Why are you attacking us? And then you'll say, oh, because you're a liberal. You know what? Liberals had a lot to do with a lot of amazing things in our country, despite the bullshit that the country hands us. I'm not saying liberals are always right. And I don't give a fuck about the labels. I'm sorry. I'm getting angry. Anyway, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to. All I'm saying is, what result do you want? Do you want the result that, hey, we cooked GT, he thinks he's this or that, or we called out Jamal because James Baldwin's rage? Is that the result you're looking for, or are you looking for an actual result that changes the country for the better? Because your actions don't seem to say that. I'm sorry, GT. You can take me down. I just needed to say that.
You're fine. You can stay. I also my prevailing and perennial complaint is that, like, I don't there every time I try to have this conversation in any some other form, it is, what is it that we are meant to be doing in this moment
Super quick.
fundamentally. And right. And so what if what is the goal? Terry is I think under the impression that you want to make our country a better country. And I will say to Terry, I don't get that feeling a lot of the time when I'm having this conversation. And I think that would be confirmed if I were to talk to all the people that were up here momentarily or recently.
And super quick, couple things. So I didn't come here to attack GT. I did last time. This time I didn't. I came to actually have a conversation. Um, I was
What can
just,
I ask? What changed in between then? I don't mean to cut you off, but
I don't know. Couldn't tell you actually.
okay, accepted.
Um,
Keep going.
but I really was only like addressing the fact that GT compared Noah to a white supremacist, and that's what I was talking about. And I do think that's very disingenuous, and I also think that's very dangerous for a white man with a very large platform to compare a black man to a white supremacist. I think that that's a very fair and valid critique to give GT with the use of his platform. And he accepted that. So again, it's not an attack. I'm not attacking him. I am just saying, hey, that's probably not a good thing to do, right? Um, and then second of all, can I also say too, Combo Man, he lives in Egypt right now. He was displaced through the genocide that's happening in Sudan. I was wondering if you could let him up. It's under the Thus Spoke like Fazbear, so he
Yeah.
could talk about the ways in which I'm sorry. Sorry, I like keep getting out of breath. I'm like having some health problems lately. But
Take your time.
he is wanting to come up to kind of talk about like the ways in which United States imperialism through both sides like affect him personally as well as his people. And I
Yeah,
think that's a very important perspective to
I
have
agree.
when you're
I
having
agree.
these conversations.
Sure. What is the to just right after we do this, when Terry says, "What is the goal? How does this make our country better?" My interpretation, I will just reiterate, is that that is not one of the goals with this conversation, these conversations, and rather than get pulled off to this other thing, I would just like to swim around in that for a second and just acknowledge that might not be one of the goals. Am I wrong?
No, so what I was trying to talk about earlier, I think that that is like something that's a goal, right? Is not only like having the perspective of like electoralism and these things, but also understanding as well as embracing more radical leftist politic and actions with it, because like we can even like go through and say like, oh well, these things work in tandem. If that's what you think like happens, and why not embrace more radical politic, right? Like why not embrace like more of that, but so but again, I would like to ask you if Combo could come up, and also I do. And again, I'm not trying to attack you, GT, but I do think you should apologize to Noah for making that comparison because that's very dangerous.
Was I unclear in my
You were
reasoning?
clear. You were clear with your reasoning, but it's still very dangerous.
Does Noah think that the civil rights movement was a failure writ large?
Hold on, please.
I'm happy to apologize. Too far. Absolutely.
Is they
Sure.
gonna apologize for last time she was on here?
I don't care. I don't need an apology. I will just fucking reiterate that like for some reason, and I have suspicions as to why this is. Every time we try and nail down the action items that we are meant to use in the near future, for some reason we get pulled into theory, and I understand why that's important, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. And if that's not on in the cards, fine. That's totally fine. The internet's a big place.
I mean, yeah, I would like just a clarifying question. We can go like 5 steps back. They said that Kwame Ture said John Lewis betrayed the movement, and I was trying to find the exact quote. I can't find an actual quote of Kwame Ture saying that John Lewis betrayed the movement. They did diverge somewhat in their tactics, right? John Lewis was very much like non-violent, less, militant and whatnot. And I believe eulogized Kwame Ture at his funeral or his memorial service, and said like, even though we diverged on some of our tactics, the civil rights movement needed both of us. I can't find a quote by Kwame Ture that called John Lewis a betrayer because he cozied up to the establishment. So if someone could clarify what they're referring to.
It's in the book Ready for Revolution. Apologies, I had to step away for just a second. Noah has it. But again, yeah, I don't know. Would Combo Man be able to come
Can
up?
I speak real quick?
Sure can.
GT, really. I believe that if we're going to have this conversation in good faith with a lot of these folks, we do need to get an apology for the recklessness that was used and the homophobic slur that was used against James Baldwin Rage the last time they were here.
The person who
Hang
called
on,
James
am I talking
Baldwin's
to
Rage
you?
that
Am I
is
talking to
gay.
you, Day Day?
Noah
I
said
don't
that, and
care.
Noah's gay.
I don't care. I don't care. If James Baldwin Rage said that was homophobic, even if it was something to that level, you don't get to dictate how James Baldwin's Rage feels when something is done to them. Just like if I called you something out of pocket and you told me I was being offensive to you, I would have to apologize to you. I don't understand how is it okay
Thank
for
you.
you, but it's not okay for them. It's okay for thee, but not for me. So if we're not going to keep it a buck and make sure that in this community, while James Baldwin Rage was up here the last time, we need to be able to honor that because James Baldwin Rage is a part of this community, GT. And I just don't understand if we're going to do all this apology, I want it both ways. And I don't think I'm asking for too much. I think that that's fair.
Ditto.
Here's okay. So man, I did a whole thing about how we weren't doing this anymore. That's crazy. I did that like an hour ago.
I know. I didn't want to do it either.
No,
I was just like, if you're gonna apologize to Noah, then call a spade, because again, I don't care if all y'all are part of the alphabet mafia. Be a part of the alphabet mafia. That's cool. I'm down with that. But if James Baldwin Rage went on here and said, yo, what you said was not cool, then address that and keep it moving.
To reiterate, not what you said. I meant sitting in this fishbowl yelling at each other when they're all fucking watching us do that. And I did a whole thing about this and how like I do my level best not to get pulled into this shit. And here we are. Here we fucking 12:13 in the goddamn morning. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know the utility in this. And like if you want to be mad at me, I think for everybody listening who think that we're not doing a good enough job by your standards, heard. The minute
I
the minute
didn't do any of that
not
today.
you not I'm sorry. This is not
I didn't
this
do
is not
any of that today,
this
and I
is not
even
direct. Hang on.
apologized.
It's not directed. I know it's not directed at you in this moment, right this second. However, if you are hearing this criticism, it could be applicable. I'm saying the minute that we get on board as to what our sort of deliverables are on our side, which is left of center. I'm talking fuck ass moderates, Democrats, libs, leftists, hammer and sickle basement dwellers, affectionately. Until we get a fucking marching order, I'm going to be over here doing that. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to do this anymore. It's not because I'm afraid of conversation. It's not because I don't align with most of the shit that you say. It is because every minute that we do this, we're not doing that. And they're doing that all the fucking time. Right? That's it. You guys can go play in the fucking in a different corner of the internet. That's what I'm trying to say. Period.
They have religion to keep them together. We don't have religion to keep us together.
Every time we have this conversation, I know. If you want to have theory, I'm not going anywhere, but tell me what to do. And if the next fucking sentence is this is what we do in the context of our sort of binary electoral college system, I don't want to fucking hear it right now. Period. That's it. Sorry, it sucks. We don't have fucking time.
Fair enough. The other thing to be said, GT, I agree with you, but the other thing to be said is, please, 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 can y'all please think about the results y'all want and make that clear? Like, what results do you want? So let's say we all move over to the left, okay? We're all Marxists, we're all communists. What happens next? What is the result that y'all are looking for, right? So I'm GT, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. These are the fights I had with Bernie Bros, and I've been having them for years, even here in Tokyo, of all places. All I would like to say is, if you treat people the way you want to be treated, you might find that you actually create coalition and cement the coalition. I don't want to be told that I'm a coon. Somebody had that to drop into the thing.
Jesus fuck.
Well, no, but it's okay. It's cool. You know what?
I mean, I'm a
Some
coon
Black people
too,
think I'm
according to that person too. So, I
oh,
mean,
coons unite. But
I'm not coon.
I'm
First of
sorry.
all, I have a fear of those animals. So, absolutely not. But hang on
I
real
think they're
quick.
cute
No,
myself.
Terry,
So
let me hang on. Let me give an example of like why of how that happened. So you know how I just spoke just recently, and now people are in here saying that's some wild work, Professor Tajuba. That's really hard and that sort of stuff. Let me help you with this an apology so I can give people an example. You know what? I really want to apologize for what I said earlier and calling the LGBTQIA plus community that. that was not my intentions, but I understand the impact. And I want to know what is the best way that I can support you all in being able to do that, because that is something that folks need to be able to understand and learn when it comes to apologizing. You see how I can sit here and just say something like that, but yet here we are. And it's not even a dig to you, Day Day. You've been actually kind of cool. It's just the fact of the matter is that I find it kind of wild that everybody wants to hold GT like accountable for what he said earlier, but then no one wants to take into account of what happened the last time all of y'all are here.
Exactly.
So again,
Exactly.
so can
I'm sorry, hang on real quick. Let me just address the comments real quick. I am not a person I'm not one of those humans that you're going to see me cry on this camera or on this internet at all, because the internet is forever. But I am going to be able to give you something of that nature. So if you want me to give you something bit more sincere, you're barking up the wrong tree. This is the most sincere you're going to get from me.
GT, can Combo please come up?
Can I?
Because he got muted again,
Yeah.
and
I don't. I'm sorry about that,
he
but
was
also
also
like
called aggressive last time, that he was here, and I don't think that's fair, right?
agree.
GT.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, friends.
James.
Hey, my friends. All right. Well, seems like it's that time of the night where everything goes to hell in a handbasket. Here's the thing. Everybody, like, my encouragement is everybody take a deep breath and a step back and recognize that solidarity isn't born of extortion or harmful behavior. It is born of community. And there are going to be times that though you have a like or similar position to someone, you don't want to be in community with them because of a way that they ask, a way that they do business. And folks have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with being told no. You have to be okay with people not agreeing with you. You have to be okay with saying right now isn't the right time. And I think there are going to be people that are going to disagree with whatever position you come up with on the internet. I find myself exhausted by these frequent conversations about who's righter. I find it quite disingenuous that people are okay weaponizing positions against people, doing harmful things, and then acting like they are owed the right to be disrespectful to others. And we just don't need to be in that space. And I think one of the best ways of handling that is just saying no to them. You don't have to be in a conversation with people that don't really want to be in a conversation with you. You don't have to be in community with people that aren't interested in having a real conversation. And there are some people that I'm unwilling to have a conversation with. I mean, I came in and one of the first things that I saw when you brought me up on the panel was the old punk is up on the panel. And I think it interesting to me that people would do that when they've never met me and they don't know me. But I am reminded that I don't have to give breath or life to it. I don't have to engage it. And I don't have to give space to people who are unwilling to hear or listen to me. And so I want you to know today, GT, hear me say this. You don't owe anybody to bring them up here to be abusive. And I won't certainly be in community or have a conversation with people that are abusive and harmful, and their goal of community is shit talking other people and thinking that they have a right to be in a space. So I'll land on do better, and nobody has to be in community with people they don't want to be. And you can claim it's for whatever reason you want. You can act like it's for some particular reason that it's not. But if someone says to you, you can't come to my house, it is a no. That's it. That's all. And those of you that claim to be communists or whatever it is, and you're in this chat with faceless profiles, talking crap about people you don't know, I want to be very clear with you. They must have ran out of pillowcases at Walmart for you to wear, because it is akin to people that run around in spaces that want to be faceless so they can do harmful crap to other people. So, and I certainly, and I'm going to land here, GT, I certainly won't be taking lectures on what I should do as a black man in this country from white people, period, particularly those that claim to know better than me about struggle. So have the day you deserve. If people don't want to be in community with you, go and do your own lives. Some of you all do that regularly and shit talk people incessantly with nothing to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my app glitched. It like brought the keyboard up and wouldn't let me get out of it. So I had to drop. And
But here you are. It's fine.
can Combo Man come up?
Tay, can you speak for yourself?
What
I
is
don't understand why you keep
I can speak
asking that
for myself
question.
because he is a man who's from Sudan who was displaced to Egypt, and I said that his perspective is most very important.
is it the
On
He's
can
in
I
been
terms
he's
of
been
may
this
I
asking
may I
situation?
he's been
may I
asking to come
may
up,
that's
and
great.
he
A
was
lot of people
muted.
ask every day to come up. Is it the
But
most important?
I'm
Is
just
it the most
asking
important?
GT, can I
Sure.
ask though, like when
Is
it
it
comes
is
to
it the
like
most
letting
important
when it comes
perspective
to
to
letting
talk about
leftists
right
but
now,
but when it comes
considering what
to
we are talking about
when
in
it
this
comes
moment?
when it comes to letting
No?
people up,
Got
GT,
it.
you've only been letting me up, right?
That's
And
right.
there's actual like black people with leftist politic that would do very well on this panel, and I do
Sure.
think that you should let them up, and
Sure.
I guess
When
I
I
don't
said to you
particularly understand.
earlier,
Ay, ay,
when
ay,
I
ay.
said what are the marching orders? What are we talking about? This is I'm no longer interested in doing this. I don't know why the refrain is and Combo Man's situation is very compelling, and no doubt. And if I'm not wrong, I've talked to him a long time ago, at length about this when we raised money for Sudan, and I like the idea that like you want to shift our conversation to the thing that you need to talk about in order to like reinforce your politic in order to like to drive home the fact that it is more important than what we are all talking about here. I'm not going to allow to happen. I don't know how clear I need to be about that, but this is what we're talking about now. If you want to tell us if you're not the chosen spokesman this evening, no harm, no foul. If that's it, then that's it and that's all. But I'm not interested in this moment to do that. Right? I want to. If you want
Why
to talk
should
about this, we can
So,
sorry.
talk
like,
about
and
this.
that's like, I came up and I was very respectful this entire time. I was very respectful to you. I was very
Flowers to you. Yes.
respectful to the rest of the panelists, right? Like, and
I
I'm
have a cookie for
I'm
you.
still being constantly insulted. I'm still
I'm
being
going to talk
constantly
Who's wait, wait, wait,
over
wait,
insulted.
you
wait,
and
wait. Who's
say, I'm
insulting
going
you?
to talk over you
All
and
your
say
comments.
that you are you and your folks get on lives and put down this community and the lead person who is leading this community. So don't think we don't see you. It's a big internet, okay? I can see you all the way from Tokyo. And I see the people who have all this wild shit to say about GT. And you know what? People who talk about GT are talking about this community as well. So you know what? Here's the deal. My approach is usually very preacher's kid, even though I'm an atheist. But fuck you. Seriously. I just don't understand why you can't understand boundaries. I don't get it, Dae. I don't get why you don't understand boundaries. And not only that, here's another thing. Are you guys interested in coalition at all?
I came here
Like,
to
I
have a
really got.
conversation exactly about
No,
that.
I asked
You're
a
not having a
specific
conversation.
question.
I
You're
was
not
having
having
a
a
conversation.
conversation.
Yes, I was. I was having
It's so
a completely fine.
disingenuous.
I
And
was having a completely fine conversation before. I
to
don't
you,
understand.
to you,
Can
no, you
I,
clearly do not.
Terry,
I
Hold on.
Terry,
don't. I
Terry?
Just,
literally
Let
I'm
me.
don't
sorry, my
understand.
blood
I was
pressure
having
can't
a
handle this.
completely fine
You're good.
conversation.
I just
And
find
like,
it, Day Day, I just find it really just kind of disingenuous that you just decided to say that you wanted to have someone talk about their Black experience where there are three Black folks on this panel.
I said, he's from Sudan, and that's a different type of experience.
But even then, I need for you to recognize that, again, intent versus impact. I feel like I just gave this lesson to you and handed to you on a silver platter for you to be able to do, seeing that you like platitudes and people apologizing when they step in it. So, again, like I said before, because I'm not going to cuss, not doing that. I'm trying my best not to do that stuff, but I'm just saying straight up that if the big issue is that you want Combo to come up here to have this conversation and do all this stuff while GT today has been talking about the stuff that's like, not to say that the things that are happening in Sudan and to the Sudanese people is not important to talk about, as someone who is East African myself, who's Ugandan very proudly.
That's
In that sense, do not interrupt me, because every time that you have talked, I have literally never spoke. So you should mute. Now, I think what I find very appalling is that I get that people want to talk about America being this big imperialist boogeyman. We are. I get it. I understand. What I do not understand is that when we are trying to talk about the things that are affecting us currently, today, I come to GT's lives. I like coming to GT's lives ever since I've been up on a panel with GT's lives. I've literally been able to build a community here with people who are different from me. And you can call me a Democratic shill. You can call me all this stuff because my past, I did work for a Democrat. I worked for several Democrats. I don't care. None of you can beat me. But what I am going to say to you is that if you're going to have these conscientious conversations and we're talking about stuff like, hey, we're talking about the mayoral race down in LA and how we're all kind of happy that Spencer Pratt is in third place right now. And it could be like, there's going to be a woman of color. Like if it goes the way that it goes, it's going to be a woman of color, a Black woman or an Indian woman running the city of LA for the LA Olympics, which is something that we want, and not this weird white man who's been a villain for most of our millennial lives. In that sense, we were having those kind of conversations and talking about some of these weird stuff that's been happening on the internet. I understand if Combo wants to have a conversation and being able to do that, but again, like I said before, the last time that y'all were up here, y'all were wild. And I just don't understand, how is it that people cannot just come and just say, hey, last time I was here, not cool. My bad. But also on top of that,
I
can we
did say
also try to
that.
find a way to stay like you said that, but your homies didn't?
They're
So
not being
I just
let up. I
hang
don't
on,
understand. And then on top of
hang
that,
on.
like
It's not my life. It's not my
Combo
life.
Man,
It's you.
Combo Man got accused of
Hang
being
on.
homophobic, and he's not. He never said anything like that. And he got muted for talking about like being Sudanese last time he was here too and got called aggressive. Like,
No,
I
that
get called aggressive all the time.
also that's
I'm
that's
sorry that
fundamentally
makes you
untrue,
feel.
by the way.
you
First
did
of
call
all,
him aggressive,
bullshit, Day
GT.
Day. Bullshit, Day Day. You know how many of us get called aggressive on this internet? All of us black folks who get called aggressive all the time, and you're sitting here, oh, well, Combo Man got called aggressive. I get called bitch, the N word, a coon, all these things.
Coon.
Just
And you
now.
want to sit here and talk about this stuff saying, oh, that hurts his feelings. You know what? It hurts my feelings too. And I understand Combo Man is going through a lot. But how dare you speak those things in front of us who are on this panel, and then you want to sit here and do this stuff? Ma'am, just stop talking.
I
I
guess I
don't
wonder.
understand why we having that.
I was
I,
just asking for Combo Man to come up. That was all I was doing, and I was having a
How many
No,
respectful
that's
times?
not what
conversation
all you were
earlier.
doing.
And
How
you
many
No,
also
that's
times?
said,
not all you were
GT,
doing.
you said that you would let him up. That's why I kept asking.
Did I say that?
You did.
My
When?
God, the
You did. When the
tears.
first time I asked you, you were like nodding your head. You did not say
Did I
no.
say that's different, I think.
You
And
were
also
nodding
This is
your head. Is that not
incredible.
affirmation?
I
I
can
don't understand.
Only yes
also
means yes, dating.
he didn't he okay.
I'm gonna
I
drop GT. Thank
all
you.
right.
Please do. You know what? I'm sorry. I don't usually do this because I'm usually a voice of reason, and I will keep my voice of reason thing going. Okay. Um, GT, you're right. All of you are right who are saying this is what happens. The left, we eat each other, progressive, the left, liberal, whatever you want to call us. We eat each other alive before we eat the other people alive. And that is true. But sometimes you just get tired, just tired. If y'all want us to be Marxists and read the books, that's great. That's not a bad thing. I'm all for reading books. I ran an Eyes on the Prize project with that same idea in mind. But here's the deal. What is the result that you're trying to get? Are you trying to own a lib? Is it own a lib evening? Is this what you're after? Because I gotta tell you, that changes nothing. Bupkis. Do you hear me? It changes nothing. It changes nothing, and it makes me, and I'm not a hateful person except for the right, it makes me think less of you people as it is. I just don't understand what you're dealing with here. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve? I'm trying to achieve a multiracial, fair America. What the fuck? Well, I mean, what are you trying to achieve? I think instead of having your heads in the books, it might be a good idea to actually like talk to each other in good faith and say what do we want to achieve and go
Melon,
from there. I'm sorry, GT.
no, you're fine. Lord of Melons is going to reiterate my accusation, which is go on. You said what do you want to achieve? And you said
The abolition of class antagonisms, but
sick, dude.
Great.
Do
Great.
it by
What the hell does
Just
that
like
mean in
do it
real
by no.
life?
Do it by November. I'm fucking on board. Until
There you go.
then, until then, we're going to
Oh,
try and
God.
impeach this motherfucker to get him out of office, right? Right? Join us in glorious revolution, dude. That I'm so psyched that we're all on the same page. Right? Dope. Okay. I'm out. I'm out, dude.
I think there's two things going on. And you're absolutely right. We have two timelines going on here, I think. One timeline is the Marxist timeline in which we abolish classism and we bring down not the proletariat is us, bring down the whatevers, right? Bring down capitalism, kill it all. That's one timeline. Legitimate timeline. I'm not saying that's a bad timeline, but the other timeline is the harm reduction timeline. And for some reason, that timeline, you ignore it or you don't believe in it. or you do. I don't understand. Harm reduction can happen while people are getting educated in order to bring about the revolution. Okay? You can do both. We have to do both. Ooh,
Friends,
sorry.
you're fine. You don't apologize. Don't apologize.
No,
Can
it's just I
I'm
don't
sorry.
like
Can I just say
being like
one thing? Because
this.
I haven't been
Yes.
able. I feel like I haven't
You
been. I also I like to shut down whenever the theorists come in and want to debate theory. I'm like, I don't. The theory is out there. We can read the theory. We can find out what every thought leader has to say about everything. We could do that. There's not really much to debate there, right? Like if we're just talking about what the thought leader said, fine. You can come at me and say, well, this thought leader believes this. Cool. That is one opinion. You can ascribe to it all you want. If we want to talk about debating theory in terms of, well, we're talking here often, or we're trying to often talk about like, what do we do, right? Like, what is the plan of action in the immediate sort of timeline? What can we do? What are our approaches? If you want to talk theory in that context of the immediate approaches and stuff, let's fucking hear it. But we have yet to like, that's the problem. I think that's what GT was basically trying to ask and trying to get out of Day. So, okay, like, let's hear what's the answer? What's the solution? What's next? Like on this theoretical discourse. And all we keep getting is this attempt at moving the conversation elsewhere, less immediately and stuff. And like, I think there's room there's room if you want to have the conversation only through the lens of theory, fine. But but like, keep it to like right here, right now. What's the next step? And if you can't do it, then like, there's nothing to debate. There's nothing to debate. The theory's out there. It's, you know what I mean?
I will also, if only to illustrate my point a little bit more, I just read a comment that was just like, tankies are MAGA. And then I can't tell you how many times I've seen from whatever Discord let out in here, liberals are MAGA. And somewhere in some sort of corner of like St. Petersburg, Russia, some bot is laughing at the left doing this to each other as they continue to press harder on this pressure point. And I don't know how else to fucking say it so many fucking times that like while we fucking do this to each other, the right is like giving themselves all of our money and erecting deficit tripling like atmosphere destroying data centers and erecting endless flock cameras. And while we sit here and fucking do this and trying to figure out this and you shaming me for not being as far left as you, they are taking a hatchet to whatever fucking progress we made over the last 6 years. Please at least acknowledge that is the reality that we are all sitting here and fucking doing. Like, at least acknowledge that every moment that we spent talking about this, we are not talking about that. And I've said it sound fucking 80 million times this evening and the day before that and the day before that. And yet here we are still fucking doing this. And I'm so tired of it. I'm deeply, deeply fucking sick of it. And so I don't want to do it any longer, at very least tonight.
Can I say one thing?
You sure can, James. Jamal,
Yeah.
James.
Well, thank you. Let me tell you, I dust off my block button regularly. I mean, I think that's the most surefire way. Blocking them blesses me. I am not having conversations with people that do not want to have a conversation with me. And I think it's super important that if the first impulse of people is to be so unhinged that their impression is to call you out of your name or be harmful, then they're not worth the conversation. I don't think it's worth it to continue to even try to rationalize with people that are unwilling to rationalize with you. And as a general theme, I literally just block them. I think the other thing is people have to be comfortable that people don't want to talk to them and just move on with their day. Like, whatever. If we were going to solve the problems of the world tonight, they would have been solved several hundred lives ago. GT, like I think that there's some utility in having conversations and disagreement with people that are not going to yell over one another. I always talk about, this concept of love as a tool of resistance as well. And I think that we aren't employing that because people are willing to set aside the suffering of other people, and say, well, this person's suffering more, which I think is always hard, and oppression Olympics. So I encourage everyone to just take a break, take a breath, and truthfully just block people when they're unwilling to have honest conversation. The truth is, like, there's a group chat that people are like, hey, come to this live and be disruptive. And it's not just this one.
Sure.
And
the only I've never why mess with tradition? I don't block the right. I do my best until they're deeply, but it's the only time that happens is when our community suffers. And I've done Discord Gate, whatever it was, 2024. Their hard decisions have to be made sometimes to protect people's peace in here. And we're not all guaranteed peace. I think a lot of people who end up in this space are people who are not averse to having hard conversations, or at the very least being exposed to having hard conversations. I would never say that we that is our number one goal, is to have a uniquely safe space in here. I think there are plenty of corners on the internet where that's true, but I think that there are people that I will strive to protect their peace. If the alternative is that they aren't coming around anymore, I'd prefer them to feel comfortable enough to remain. And I prefer that comfort over the comfort of people making other people uncomfortable. So
if this pissed you off today, I want you to go and register someone to vote. There's an election in November, and I want to strongly encourage you, if this pissed you off, that you feel like you need to do something in this moment, go and register someone to vote. I want you to encourage them to vote in this election that's coming up in November, because that election is super important. And feeling all the ways people might feel about this conversation is immaterial. There's an election. There are people that are actively being harmed. The shuttering of USAID that has taken HIV/AIDS antiretroviral drugs from people happened under this administration, and millions of people are going to unalive because of it. Children have lost access to vaccines and food as a result of what has gone on in this country. There are people that are unable to access health care, reproductive health care, because of this presidency. The voting power of Black people in this country is being directly attacked in this country right now. So while we might talk all day long about the whims of people that don't have a plan, I think it's really, really important right now for us to utilize that angst that we have to register people to vote. So I'm going to spend some time this week, and I know I've said this a couple of times, but then I forget because I'm old. According to somebody in the chat, I'm like 7,000 years old, like Methuselah. I think it's super important, at least for me, for us to utilize our platforms, those of us with large platforms, to get people registered and to vote. So register some people this week. Get people to do something this week. Don't let this chat and this panel distract, and I mean this sincerely, distract from what's really at risk right now. Vote. Vote like people in this country and others' lives depend on it. Because there are literal people in other countries that cannot get access to HIV/AIDS antiretrovirals because of what this administration has done. And we can act like that's not true, but it is. We can act like the things going on in this country are not as bad as somewhere else, but there's a way to do both. And the time that some of you all have spent In this chat, you could have voted 200 times. So
In
vote.
LA, they don't vote. They don't check their ID. Apparently.
Right.
Vote like our lives depend on it. And for those of you all with the little sickle in your bio, and the others of you that are colonizing the cause of Black and brown people, i.e., white folks, and white adjacent folks that are telling Black folks on this panel how to exist and live in this world, I want to tell you, I was not taking advice from you from the get go, and I won't be taking advice from you now. Vote.
Please.
Really quickly, and I'll shut my mouth after this because I think I feel like I popped off a little bit, and that's normally not my MO, to come out of my skin and that sort of stuff. And if that is coming, and I know someone's going to say, if that's you coming out of your skin, I would hate to see you angry. Yes, it can get that bad. But I really want to say to everyone again, like I said earlier, if I did say something that did offend you, I do want to apologize because I do sincerely mean that I want to make sure that this community does feel safe when they safe around me, or just safe in general. I don't want to be that type of person that actually causes harm in the community. But at the same time, I'm also going to say straight up, while I'm apologizing to those who think that we're just these weird folks who are doing this stuff, I'm going to cue in on what James Baldwin's Rage said. Yes, go and vote, but also vote at the primaries. Primary season ain't over yet, y'all. We are still in the primaries. We're always going to be there. Yes, I am a high strung person. Type A personality. I've worked in places that a lot of folks with security clearances, so I've had to be high strung. I'm always going to be high strung on the internet. Y'all not about to see me be comfortable here. You're not my friend. Y'all are just friends. You're not my peeps, my family outside of things. I have a life outside of here. But I do want to say, please go and vote. Please go and vote, but also please go and look at some of the things that are happening in your states. James Baldwin Drake talked about how Black voting rights is right now being cut. It's not just Black voting rights. Like, they're going after everyone. They're using the easy stuff first. So they're saying that, well, we can get rid of we can try to suppress the Black voting rights in a lot of states, but they're also going after anti-trans bills that are still coming out. There are bills against women that are still coming out. There are so many things that are happening in your states currently that folks are just doing in that sense. The last thing I'm going to say is because the World Cup is starting, I think, this week, at the end of the week. Those weird people who wear masks are going to be out and about, led by their fearless leader and $5 Cherokee man, Mark Wayne Mullen. And everyone should be extra vigilant if you're going to any of these spaces.
Agree. Mark Wayne. Mark Wayne.
Mark Wayne Mullen.
Mark Wayne. Listen,
I'm
friends.
gonna. You need to go to sleep. I know. One quick thing. I'm sorry, GT. Your sleep will be better because I'm saying this. We're making a spreadsheet. This is for the GT community. He doesn't know about it, so he hasn't vetted it yet. But basically, it's a list that anybody can fill out a form to say who is your local Mamdani or your mini Mamdani, or you're as close to you can get to Mamdani, obviously, sometimes. And then either they're running or they actually need support to be wherever they are, and also organizations. So we're working on this now. Professor Tajuba is part of this, so the big brain is there. Be a GoodTrouble subscriber, please. Get on the Discord because all the information is going to be there. We're going to make our own Discord just so that we don't disrupt stuff, but that's going to be really important. You all have information. Look at all these names, right? Do you think I remember the name? I can't even find the chat. So this will be a place where you can go and plug in your information about who you think is worth supporting. And what we want, the result we're looking for, is if Jamal or GT or any of the larger creators are like, who do I want to promote today? It'll be right there all in one place, and they can see who did it and why and all of it. All right. So anyway, I'm
Turn the
sorry,
heat on.
GT. You need to sleep,
You're
honey. You
fine.
look really tired. Goodbye, my love. I'll
Thanks.
see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, exciting.
I'll
Okay,
be there.
friends. I'm even better. Thank God. You're the best. Okay. Good
Yeah.
night, panel. Good night, Brenna. Good night, Moon. Um, I'm just fighting every fucking instinct in my body to continue this, to just keep hitting myself over the head with the frying pan. What's his dick? Mr. Mellons wanted to come up and apologize, but I think he left. And I was just hoping for it because that's all I wanted. That's my fragile ego yearns for stroking an apology. So he wasn't going to apologize. What do you mean? Anyway, again, and some other dude was like, "This is politically incoherent." As Terry was talking about, like creating a database of, as Terry was talking about creating a database of like left wing, sort of socialist, Mamdani adjacent or similar candidates for open seats. These people are going, this is politically incoherent. Yeah, if you're illiterate, sure. If you can't read that database, I get, yeah, it's tough. So, I don't know, man. You're in the requests? Oh, dang. Cool. That's cool, man. Anyway. Jamal, I'm good. I'm good, baby. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm swimming around. King shit over here. Got to get up in 6 hours to go cuddle a baby. Don't clip that. Somebody else's baby. Don't clip that. Or do clip that. I don't know. In this era, who knows? My friends had a baby. I'm gonna go see them. Very fucking frustrating. Ultimately, very fucking frustrating. Ultimately, I also just the coordination is you got to at least acknowledge the coordination was good. I don't know what sort of Discord group chat they got going on, but yeah, you said lead them. I'll try. Oh, it's fucking woman in a hat. I was gonna say I don't know that I'm gonna be the most well received amongst the tanks, but I'm using the same tactics that have historically been sort of 50-50 for me, which are outline our shared reality, because there's only one, right? Our shared reality is that there's a once in a generation pandemic ripping through the world and now our country, and people are getting it and dying, suffocating to death because it's so intense. and not just elderly people. This is a long walk, and not just elderly people, but like 30-year-old theater stars and otherwise healthy people are just dying. And the reality is that we need to keep each other safe from doing this, and just and present this reality. And then they are getting, well, it's all a hoax. And if you inject bleach, and it's only happening to elderly people, and we should just let them die. And like, I'm safe, and why? And the only thing that you have to combat that is our shared reality. Look around. Look around, baby. In this instance, it's you are not doing enough to satisfy my ideal dismantling of a rigged system that is disproportionately affecting Black and brown people, not just in America, but in the global South. You and I agree on the parameters. It is also our government is also at the same time speed running a descent into fascism. And the only way that we can even begin to try and put the brakes on what you want is to put the brakes on what they want. And we're not going to do that, in any sort of like understandable, achievable way in the near future, period. And if I'm wrong, show me how. My proposal is that we at every level remove Republicans from power, and then replace them with representatives in our country that are more amenable to your goal and my goal, which is to chip away at inequality. That's my plan. Your plan is to continue to let this fascist government run amok until everyone is in peril enough to revolt. And yeah, I think, dude, because every time I ask what your plan is, you tell me to let Combo Man up. That's not a great plan. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to bed. Sad and defeated yet again. Tomorrow's another day. Probably. Who knows? See ya. See you tomorrow. Send me your heart maze, you little monsters. Or whatever. Who cares? It's all a sham. It's all made up. Damn, dude. If John Lewis can't live up to this scrutiny, how could I? In what possible world could I? Just out here trying my best. How could any of us? What is the goal in telling me that? I don't know. Cool. All right. What is this? If you're a man, let me debate. You're not in the requests. And also, crucially, the wrong form of your. It happens on our side too, guys, I guess. It happens on our side too. I'll come to Minnesota. I'd like to come to Minnesota. Dude, I'm in the request. Stop ducking. You're absolutely not in the request. I'm looking. Nope. Don't lie. Don't lie to people. Why would you lie to people? Fucking weird. That's so weird, dude. Hang on. Here. Here, man. Ready? Here, we'll just play it back for everybody. Nope. Bummer, dude. You thought. What the heck? Interesting. That was Tom from MySpace, yeah. A keen observer. I'm on private, that's why. Okay. How does it involve me? I don't give a shit. I'm going to sleep. Good night. Hey, tomorrow's another day. See you probably. There's a good chance I'm not going to see you tomorrow. It'll be late. I'm going to come ripping home tomorrow from Northampton. So
All right, we're in. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I thought you were ducking me. All right, let's have an uncomfortable conversation. Let's do it. What?
anytime today.
Oh, I gotta start it. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, okay, let's do this. You asked for a solution, right? You're looking all defeated. You're giving us what's the word I'm looking for? A pity party. You're giving the chat a pity party. You're looking down and you're saying, "Oh, what should we do?" And dude, the solution has been always there. It's to get into these primary. I have not seen you promote a single primary on your account for the past year.
Another equally winnable Senate seat up for grabs in 2026. Hang on to your butts. This is Mary Peltola. She's running for a Senate seat in Alaska against incumbent Dan Sullivan, who, brace yourselves, got caught. That was fucking Tuesday. I put that up. I do it all the time. You don't like Mary Peltola? So it wasn't a candidate. It was just candidates you like. You said you don't talk about primaries. I do it all the fucking time. I do that. Suddenly, we move the goalposts a little bit further back. Hey, we just moved the goalposts a little further back, right? Yeah. This is and you. Oh, what's your solution? Do this. Oh, I do that. Well, you don't do it right. Nailed it, man. You fucking nailed it, dude. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. You come back. You come back a different time when I'm not going to sleep. We'll have a conversation. I would like for you to sit with that. First of all, you know, the whole request. I don't know. Well, you're ducking me shit. You were wrong about that. Then you were wrong about this. Then you were wrong about that again in a different fucking way. It's just kind of exhausting, you know? I'm happy to have that conversation with you, though, if you want to. Come back. But not right now. I'm going to bed. It's fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. Just what I do want you to do, though, is just swim around in how wrong you were about that accusation, right? You don't you don't talk about pity parties. I'll pull up 7 of them in the last 2 months that I did. And then you were wrong about that. And then you said, "Oh, but I don't like that one." I fucking talk about it all the time. Anyway, I'm going to bed. Good night. Just swim around in being wrong. It's cool. You don't talk about primaries. So I made a video about how I was going to talk about more primaries too. I was like, this is a thing within my control. I'm going to make more videos about that. Here's one. That's crazy. All right. I mean, maybe you can be forgiven, I guess. Like, the reality is that, like, the left-leaning content is not doing super good on the old internet. I guess you'd have to search. The video I did for Mary Peltola, we're telling you got 29,000 views. The video of me saying that I would kick Cam Higby in the throat, pretty high. Did pretty good. I mean, pretty good, not in like old school GoodTrouble, regular, 260. Those tend to, but you know, here's I'm doing one against Gabe Evans. Gabe Evans, a congressman from my state of Colorado, seen here looking like a real boy. Yeah. Mary Peltola is the Dem conservative candidate. Dope, dude. You know who she's running against? Jennings, who is an actual conservative who votes with Donald Trump. It is in this instance, it is a binary fucking choice. Those are the two candidates. Okay? A woman of color who votes with her about her constituents and is trying to make Alaska more affordable, or this guy who is taking buybacks from like big salmon. Be for real. Also, again, the accusation was that I don't talk about it, and I do. You bitch ass. I don't do identity politics. All right. Well, sure. Kinda. I'm going to get the word matriarchy tattooed on my fucking forehead, actually. So I'll do that. I'll do that identity politics all day. Never beating the panda allegations. We're never gonna beat the panda allegations. Good night.